This is Lily's dad's home. So you've got 2 rooms at the top, 3 rooms at the bottom, and then over on this side you've got the kitchen, which is that door, and then in there is like an outhouse. That's where the bathroom and toilet is. We're staying up in this room up here. So at night, if you need the toilet, you've got to go all the way outside. It is it's a bit cold. It's chilly here today. So this is Saigong village, which is where we are. So this, walking down much, but it was once a rice paddy, but they don't grow rice anymore. I think it's too much like hard work. So this belongs to Lily's dad. This, you can see here this rice paddy, which is now, they're filled with water and they keep fish in it. They catch fish. You see, grow a lot of vegetables. And it's orange trees. All these trees you can see all around, they're all orange trees. So we'll go for a walk up into. So the village itself, Lily tells me when she was a little girl, well, it was a collective, a communist collective. And the houses you see today, these brick houses, you can see all these houses here, are fairly modern. They didn't exist, Lily said, when she was a girl. In fact, she has no real recollection of this house. She's the same age as me. She left home about the same time as I did in the mid-80s. And she said the houses here were grass. They were made of grass houses. So she grew up with no electricity, no gas, nothing. And the house originally was here. It was originally around here somewhere, and then they've moved it now over there. This used to be the pigsty, and there was an outside toilet here, but they don't use that anymore. And we're going up into the orange groves. So you got the tombs of family members, grandpa, grandma, all over there. More tombs over there. So the oranges have all been harvested, they've all gone, and they're, as you can see, they're pruning at the minute. They've been pruning all the trees. Oh, gosh, it's cold today. Cold wind. It is pretty and peaceful coming here. The only trouble is I either come in the winter or the summer. I don't know, because they're obviously my holidays. And in the summer it's usually pretty cold. And as you can see from the house, you do most of your living outside. You know, inside is no warmer than outside. And in the summertime, I really struggle here in the summertime because there's some blood-sucking insects and they eat me alive when I come here in the summer. So I don't really stay here in the summer. I'll come to visit for a day and then go home. I don't like to stay here. They're all oranges. Oh, see if I can find any oranges, if there's any oranges left on the trees. I don't think so. Yeah, so all this land up At one time it all belonged to the government, with it being a collective. Everything you grew was taken by the government, you didn't get to keep anything. People here had a very hard life, or very poor. Not enough food to eat. Lily says as a girl she remembers her mum having to share her food with the children so they had something to eat. But this land here, Lily's sister and brother-in-law, they rent it from somebody. It doesn't belong to the family. They rent it. They own a small bit of property near the, like they say, the old rice paddy. The old rice paddy that was near that we saw before. And a bit of land around the house. As in the land reforms in the 1980s, depending on the size of your family, was how much land you were given. So, and then collectivisation, obviously that ended. So Lily says her dad, he used to work sometimes outside of the collective, and he used to have to, when he came back, he had to give money into the collective that he had earned outside. It's such a different way. So different from, how I grew up. When you think of all the things we had as kids, electricity, gas, TV, car, all those things. Crikey, they didn't have any of that here. I mean, people here are still they live a pretty basic life. But they are, much better off than they was before, obviously. When I first started coming here, what's that, 8 years ago now? When I first met Lily, they had no gas here, there was no gas into the house. They had to rely on, there was an old-fashioned, what you call a range, I suppose, and they would burn the wood to do their cooking and heat up water. So for a shower you heated the water up in a bucket, and then you stood with a bucket and a cup and had a wash that way. But now, like I say, gas was brought in maybe about 4 or 5 years ago, which is making life a bit easier for everybody. I mean, we're pretty remote. As you can see, there's not a lot around here at all. There are some rice paddies, some people do grow rice, but not many anymore. Like I said, the effort you put in is hard work. Planting the rice, and then when you're harvesting it in the middle of summer, in the middle of August they harvest it when it's boiling hot. And for the amount you get, you might as well buy the rice yourself because it's so cheap. I say it's all oranges. And there isn't any oranges. Oh, there is. I found some. I've just spotted some oranges. little ones, they're mandarins. We're going. They're little trees. There we go. I have some oranges. Shouldn't expand, they're small. So there we go. Orange farming in Saigong village. Oh, there's the chickens. Usually have loads of chickens. Be careful, because one of the roosters is a bit nasty. I don't know if this one or whether he's had the chop. There they are. Noisy buggers in the morning, waking me up. And the oranges, they go all the way up there behind those, where those big tall trees are. Oh, some oranges there. All the smaller ugly ones. Oh, you can see all Lily's sister's planting these ones, that's why. The smaller ones, that. Those being bought. There's bigger ones.